Good morning, traders. Welcome to StockCast. My name is Todd Derby, along with co-host James Mason. Good morning, James. How you doing today?
Todd, good morning. I am doing well. How are you?
I am doing well also. Doing well. Had a good weekend.
Nice.
How about yourself? No? Sorry to hear.
Rough weekend.
Rough weekend? All right.
Man, Todd, stop trying to act like you already don't know.
What I did, I was going to say, it was easy for me to slide into a weekend. My bio ticker that I've been talking about on the show, SPPI. And if you remember, you saw my Twitter. They halted it at 3:48 Friday afternoon and opened it up an hour later. And I had a little cha-ching Friday evening as I was going to the weekend. So it made my weekend a little bit nicer.
Yeah. So actually, hold on a second. I got to look at the spot chart real quick. I don't know if it's just a misprint or. Holy shit. Someone just dumped 251,000 shares of SPY. At 9:03,
I see that.
9:03, 40 seconds into let's see, hold on.
Wow.
I gotta run down the tape real quick. Hold on.
I bet that was a whale. Sure wasn't a freaking guppy.
Yeah.
That wasn't me.
Okay. All right. I saw that right when I was in the middle of talking. I didn't know if it was just like a misprint on TOS, and I'd look at TradingView and it was the same thing, and then I'd go look at the tape and yeah, someone unloaded right there. And like, what's significant about that, guys? Like obviously, like SPY is trading at $406 right now per share. If someone unloaded 251,000 shares, that's a lot of money. That means, well, you probably have a pretty good understanding. I mean, I'm not trying to, act like you guys can't comprehend that, but like, if someone dumps that many damn shares of a $400 stock, they don't believe in it anymore. All right. So, anyways, I can't even remember what I was.
So ticker SPPI Friday evening.
Oh yeah,
we were talking about that. What was for me, and I'll say this publicly, is that I tweeted about it, and right before it gets off, James calls me, and he live traded it with me. It was kind of fun. It was kind of cool, and and that's what we're hoping to bring to the live stream down the road when we do the live stream, is that you guys can hear our live thoughts as we're going through discussing tickers and processing it, because I'm looking at something, he was looking at something, we're bantering about it, and it just helped me make the trade. And I'm not saying I wasn't competent to make the trade, but just having another set of eyes and ears on the trade makes it a lot more reassuring that you're doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm. With the SPPI, like, I'm surprised, and I need to peek at it again real quick. I'm surprised that it just didn't take off front end. Now, with your average and how you traded it, man, you made nice money. I know how much you made. I'm obviously not going to say it, but you made you had a nice payday.
Yeah, and I tweeted that.
I have to interrupt you. You made a nice payday for the entire month.
Yeah, I did okay with it. I'm still holding a small position. I'm holding about 15% of my position. I'm going to hold it this morning to see what it does. And I'm not sure it's going to get the volume that I was hoping it would get and get a little push, because if it broke $1.70, it was going to take off. And so if I sell this last piece at break even or even a small loss, it still was a very profitable trade for me. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, so that news that they released for SPPI, I mean, that was solid news. And I'm just surprised that it just didn't have any more momentum. But at the same time, like, I mean, it's held up pretty well. But I mean, looking at it now, man, I just kind of expected it to push up a little more.
Well, what's crazy for me is that we're talking about this ticker. It has yet to trade in regular trading hours since it got halted.
True, which what they might do, I mean, there's no telling. They might try to push it down quick to hit stops. This is, I mean, this is me being kind of conspiracy. Can't talk straight today. Yeah. What they might do is during the live market. Oh, Giovanni, thank you for that tip, sir.
Thank you, sir. We haven't had a tip in a long time. All right. Let's go.
What they might do is on the open market, maybe slam it down to try to wipe out people's stops and then try to bring it up later. But I mean, with me saying that, guys, like that's not any kind of alert that I just put out. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. And I'm not saying that if you're in that trade and if that starts to happen, to hold out hope thinking, well, James said that they're probably going to push it down to hit some stops and then bring it back up. No, that is I am not like telling you to hold on to anything. But what I'm saying is it could be one of those things, and there's only a slight chance of it that they may just be, wanting to wipe out some stops, accumulate more shares, and then try to bring it up. But
well, I thought I was going to say something. Pretty good job with that one. I was going to tell you about a ticker that I kind of like, POAI. Because I can't say it with a straight face.
Like with POA, like they just need to hurry up. I do believe in them. They're just
I do too. And when you say hurry up, it could be next March. I mean, I hope it's not. I mean, and I would consider POAI to be a horribly bad trade overall so far. But when it runs and goes, even if it took a year and a half to get there, it's going to be a really nice trade.
It will. I fully believe that. There's POAI is heavy manipulated.
Can you share to the extent that what you just recently learned, or is that you got to be careful what you say?
There's no point of it. I'm not, because so many people are going to take it, run with it, and twist it.
Fair enough.
That's actually been outside of Bob giving his little statements that never pan out for whatever reason. Outside of that shit and screwing with the stock, the other most detrimental side of that trade for POAI is retail traders just taking information, distorting it, and pushing it with their own twist. And when that doesn't pan out, then people getting upset. And then it's just kind of like, yeah, because somebody on the internet made that shit up. I mean,
you can do that on the internet. You just make shit up.
Yeah. So anyways, inflation, man.
Yeah, so I don't know when they're going to announce the inflation numbers, but I do know this. When they announce and when they report what's going on, all that message really is going to tell us is what they want us to hear. It's not going to be accurate. It's not going to be truthful. It's going to be a distorted message that we're going to read and hear from CBS News, CNBC News, Wall Street Journal, whoever your source is, and that's going to be the message. So I'm not going to believe or trust their numbers.
Todd, you're killing me with that drama, man, for real.
Oh, I'm sorry. I get excited.
But yeah, we know that the inflation numbers are going to be just complete BS. And I mean, we know that inflation is a lot worse than what is being reported because we live in that reality. And when you live in that reality and then you hear the government trying to downplay the shit, it's really a slap in the face. But, the government doesn't care. I mean, it's just whatever they have to do to push their agenda so they can quietly unload while other retail investors come in and pick up the shit that they're trying to sell off. But I mean, we're now like in a situation where the Federal Reserve, they're starting to unwind all of their quantitative easing and whatnot. And when you start to take liquidity out of the market goes down, and that's just natural. So not only, will the market naturally go down because you're essentially taking the wind out of its sails to keep it up, but everybody else and all the other, bearish macro events, that's going to weigh it down even more. And I shared in the Facebook group an article from Market Watch, and it basically was just saying how Yellen was saying that she said that it's going to take luck and some other bullshit that she said. I don't know. But it's basically going to take luck for the Federal Reserve not to crash the economy. No shit. And to even just have hope thinking that the government is not going to screw up is ridiculous.
Oh, there's no way. There's no way they are going to successfully ease this transition without making it very painful for us.
No.
They think they that's what they want to do, but there's no chance that that's happening. No chance.
Mm-hmm. One of three things are going to happen here. One, they'll cause inflation to skyrocket more. Two, they'll crush the entire economy to where inflation won't be an issue anymore. But neither will your boss at your job because your job won't exist anymore. Or three, high inflation and no jobs. I hate to say it, and I can only chuckle at it because it's just like, I mean, what else am I going to do? I mean, I can't do nothing to fix it. But you can just I can only just chuckle at it because of just how ridiculous it is that for how they handle the stuff in the dealing with the economy. And I've said this before, and I'm pretty sure I said it on the show, but it's wild that these people in the government who make these decisions, they go to these Ivy League universities, which all that stuff, none of that shit matters when it comes down to being competent and being able to do your job. None of that matters. But all these people who are making these big decisions, they went to all these elitist schools because they are elitist, and that's their circle. I mean, that's just the simplest way to say it. That's just their circle in life and not our circle. And I swear to God, they're the most incompetent people ever. That you could literally take somebody with an eighth grade education who could more than likely do a better job than them. And a lot of the shit that like you'll hear them talk about and the stuff that they're doing, and you're just like, why would they do that? That's simple economics. Like, I don't know. It comes down to just government math.
I think the key point there is they live in a different circle than we do.
Mm-hmm.
And their agendas are different, and they're not the same as ours.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's not their money.
Right.
It's not their money, and they already know what's going to happen before it happens, so they can move their money around so they don't get hit.
Yeah.
And
I'm not saying this out of disrespect to anybody that's listening, but most of our America lives paycheck to paycheck, week to week, and they're really working just shy of a paycheck to paycheck, even with the good jobs. Like they're like they have to use a credit card to get through an extra day or two near the end before their check comes in, or an overdraft protection program or something. But you actually look at the numbers of people who've actually got money sitting in the bank that are putting money ahead. It's very, very small, very small.
Yeah, but I mean, how can you get ahead? Yeah, exactly.
Can't. That's my point. Is that
yeah,
we're in a different circle.
You know, and the thing is, like, they're trapped. Like, we're all trapped. And at the end of the day, the government will look back at all of those people, all of us, and say, why didn't you save up money? I swear to God. Watch. That they said the same shit back in 2008. You know, when literally like people were maxing out credit cards just to survive, and then credit cards started defaulting, and everything else is already defaulting, and they literally started the blame game. And really, the blame game starts with them. They'll never accept that responsibility. Now, that's not to say that, like, as individuals, you don't have no responsibility in your own financial matters, because you obviously do. But like the situations that the government, you know, puts its citizens in financially, economically, that's shit that none of us can control. And then in the end, the everyday common person is the person who gets screwed over.
We were grocery shopping this weekend, my wife and I, and she's like, I can't remember what it was. It was something simple that we buy all the time. And she's like, this is up $2 for this bottle. She goes, I'm not buying it anymore. It's not worth it. And I said, why do you think it's up $2? I'm kind of doing this talk. And she's like, I know why it's up. It's inflation. You know, you don't have to talk to me like I'm a kid. And I said, well, here's the reality. And we've talked about this before. When inflation numbers and the economy gets back under control, these companies who are selling this product at a higher price and they're still selling it, and it hasn't really dropped off, they're not dropping their prices. Like,
exactly.
This inflation pricing is going to last for a while for us, even when the government gets it under control.
Yeah, like those prices are set in stone. For instance, like, without like getting into too much detail for our members, because contractually, I'm pretty sure I can't like talk specifics, but we have a major data provider who's literally trying to exploit the whole inflation thing. And back in June, it pissed me off. They raised their prices, and because of inflation, and now they're wanting to raise them again, and that I'm not tolerating it. And the thing is, like, what's inflating your damn news that's coming through the freaking internet to our damn servers? It's not like someone is driving the damn news to our server and delivering it, so there's not fuel cost. Like, how is news and data and shit like that being inflated?
The squirrels that are running your internet, do they
Exactly.
did their squirrel feed go up?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know, like that's not to say that, like, you know, as a company, like, we would never like increase our rates due to inflation, but like as a company, we're not even, that has never even been talked about. I mean, you can vouch for that, Todd. Like, we've never even thought of that, because we're we're not there. Like, we're just not to that point. But like these other companies, they're exploiting it, man. They're exploiting it. And when this inflation gets under control, a lot of them are never going to let up off of that and go back to where they were, because they now make more revenue.
They make
That,
more. But
that's how inflation works, for the financial elites. You can increase rates, and then when it eases up, guess what? You now have a new cash flow, essentially. I mean,
yeah, we are 6 minutes for the market. Hey, good show today.
yeah. So yeah, let me take a quick peek at. Okay, just want to take a quick peek at SPY again. Yeah, so SPY's doing some weird shit right now, guys. There's obviously some whales unloading a ton of shares, and it's gonna be interesting. I think SPY is gonna just tank today. I just have a feeling, but we'll see.
Interesting. All right.
So with that being said, everybody, we appreciate y'all tuning in today, and we will see y'all in the next one.